Hello, everybody. It's my privilege to introduce to you, all the way from the south side of Chicago, the man, the myth, the legend, my Theo, your brother, the Southside Unicorn.
Saturday in the park, I think it was the 4th of July.
Hey, everybody. That's right. It's me, Ken White, host of the Southside Unicorn Show. It's Saturday, so it must be What's Up Saturday. Yeah, well, we're just going to take it nice and easy, get our chill on, do our thing, visit with each other. Is it raining where you are? Because it's raining here, But I just want to start off by saying we are being led in this country by one of the most awesome human beings ever to grace the country. This man has taken on more stuff. Oh, and I'm talking about President Donald J. Trump. He's taken on more stuff than the average human being could bear. And look at him. Just look at him. That's how you know. Oh, that's how you know that there's something going on with this man. There's something peculiar about this man. You know how they say Christians, those who are anointed by God, those of us who are walking in the walk of Jesus Christ, they call us what? The peculiar people. And tell me this man ain't looking very peculiar. And it's a good thing. I'm really happy to see that a lot of African Americans are starting to understand. Now, there's this rumor, and I call it a rumor, that 80% of African Americans are supporting Joe Biden. Hey, I know a lot of them are, but that's bad math. That's bad math. You're only starting with 100%. Let's say there's 100% people out there, 100% African Americans that are registered voters. The rest don't count. If you're not a registered voter, you don't count. And that goes for every race. 100% registered black voters. And they're trying to say that Joe Biden is carrying 80% of those voters. That's not true. Because 30% of African Americans are starting to get it. 30% of them are starting to understand that President Donald J. Trump is doing something. And that's all you really care about. Do you care about his man talk, his locker room talk? Well, you really shouldn't. If you got your head screwed on right. You're not caring about his locker room talk because we've all done it. We all said it. Some of you are talking locker room talk right now. Put it down and listen to me for a little while. But you know what I'm saying? Let's not be so filled with hate that there's no room for fairness about this man, President Donald J. Trump. Take away these demonic, and I'll call it demonic because, see, when you're living in the normal, the things that people are trying to say they're angry at him about, if those were true issues that guide their lives, then Hillary Clinton would be done. President Barack Obama would be done. Comey would be in jail. Let's see, Biden would be on his way to an indictment. His son too. So don't mess with me no more. As what's her name? Said it's Nancy Pelosi, Nasty Pelosi. She said, "Don't mess with me." Well, don't you mess with me. Don't mess with my friends. Don't mess with the rest of MAGA and keep America great. Because you know what? We've had it. So we're going to just start saying what you said. Don't mess with me. Don't sit there trying to make me think that you all virtuous and got it all together and you're going to be knocking on President Donald J. Trump. And yet all these people on the other side are getting a pass. That makes you bunk. That makes you illegitimate. That makes what's coming out of your mouth mean nothing to me, as it means the same thing to my brothers and sisters out there in the movement. Yeah, our president was at the Army-Navy game, and I was looking at how that went down. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how it should be done. The man is entitled to enjoy his life with us just like everybody else. And anytime he goes into the place where it's called the lifestyle, the T-Pains and all that, or try to get into what they call mainstream America, which I believe that's bunk too. That's not mainstream America. That's coastal America. All, boo and all this stuff. That's a weak-minded person, that you cannot be in the company of someone that you don't necessarily agree with in a public setting and not have the wherewithal, the sense God gave a goose, to just let that person enjoy the atmosphere just like you're doing. But that's coming from the left, you see. But yeah, I was really just trying to give some recognition to the president. President Donald J. Trump was at the Army-Navy game, and he was enjoying himself. And the people around him were enjoying themselves too. So, as I was watching that, I came up with a name for the people that always got to complain. The people that, always got something to say. You know what I did? I went ahead and came up with this. I called them and I'm going to make a hashtag out of it so you can catch on with it. And if you want to, go ahead and, throw your thoughts on it too. I'm not trying to say that we need to become as negative and pedantic and just nasty as they are. Of course not. But look, and I'm being real when I say this. If we're to avoid a full-on conflict with our own fellow U.S. citizens, because I will not call them Americans anymore, and I hope you join me with that. They're just United States citizens. They have all the rights and privileges that this nation affords them in that realm. Because, see, they're trying to attack the Constitution, too, and try to change it. So they're just United States citizens. But we Americans, and don't give me that native Indian crap, okay? Yes, this land used to belong to the indigenous Indians of the land. Sorry about all of that. But this is the year 2019, and this is the only country I have. And I am an American, a Christian, a conservative, and I'm black. But as I was trying to say, I came up with a name for these people that's always got some complaints for the president. Always got something they want to say, that's not cool. So I called them the 3PHP. You can put a hashtag in front of that. So it's hashtag 3PHP, all caps. And actually, the reason is that way is because they are now, in my mind, the pathetic, pissed off, pussy hat people. You know what I'm saying? And that's just who they are. The pathetic, pissed off, pussy hat people. They're always pissed off. Always got something to complain and whine about wearing them pussy hats. Well, what in the hell are they going to do in 2024? Correction, 2020. I can't wait to see. What you going to do? Put a tail on the back of the hat? I mean, because you already got the hat made. So, why go through the expense of getting a whole new hat? Because it's going to be the same game come 2020. So just get yourself some more yarn, stretch it out, and, sew it to the back of the hat and put a tail on it. And just make it the pussy hat with a tail on it, because he coming back again. I ain't never seen nothing like this in my life. And I'm pretty sure most of you could agree with me on that. This man has won the 2020 election already. I almost want to say we should save the country the acrimony, the pain, and the expense, and let's just get it on. But okay, fine. It'll be fun, I guess, the next 10 months playing it out to see, what everybody's going to do. And yes, there are people who say that an election can be won or lost in the blink of an eye, and with 10 months left to go, anything could happen. Well, anything ain't going to happen. What's going to happen is the same old thing that we've been dealing with ever since he came down the escalator. Democrats whining, lying, attacking, breaking the rules to get at this man. They want him so bad, they're willing to break down the rules. Now, that's when we got a problem. Because once you break down the rules to get at somebody, there ain't no coming back from that. It's like, say you want to do something to somebody who's done wrong to you. Let's just say they've committed a crime against you. And then you go out there with your Mohaski, your heater, your boomstick, and you're going to just try to handle it yourself. Well, you've just opened up the door to all kind of problems. That's why we have a nation with laws, a nation with a rule of laws, because we've done all that before. Well, Paul, he put his hands on our sister. We better go get him. Yeah, I reckon you're right about that. So they go and they end up fighting this guy. And then the next thing you know, they kill cousin Zeb. They said he was messing with their sister. Well, I don't believe that. Get your guns and let's go. Hatfields and McCoys. That's why we have the rule of law, so that that kind of stuff won't come back again. But here are the Democrats. You don't have to have really heard anything to be a whistleblower anymore. So says I. Not letting anybody give witnesses, not letting anybody have a chance to defend themselves. And then they come up with, like a scene straight out of Star Wars. Rule 66. Man, that's in the movie. Just go look at what, God, I hate that I can't remember which Star Wars it was. Y'all help me out with that. Get back at me on, my Twitter page, at KimWhite4444. Which episode of Star Wars was that where the Emperor turned around and said, execute Section 66. It's in the movie. Execute Section 66. And that's when the stormtroopers became, evil, because they turned around and started killing all the Jedi. They started killing all the who? All the good people. All the ones with the gifts. All the ones who were defending the rule of law. And Schiff turns around and makes a law call, or a code called, Section 66. Does life imitate art? Or does art imitate life? I say it all the time. And so they've broken the rules. They've jumped all over the place to get to this president. We must ensure with all our hearts, with all our souls, if you truly value peace, if you are someone who has the best interest for all of America, it's in the best interest of everybody who resides in these lands that we remove the Democrat Party from power. If we don't, I'm sorry, this will become a very violent situation. Am I advocating violence? No. So don't even try that. Am I saying it's going to happen? Yes. These people are incapable and unworthy of wielding power in the United States of America. And come November 2020, if you love your family, you love these lands, you must not vote for the Democrats. Save their safety. Save everybody by not giving them power. We'll talk more about it on the other side of this break. Go nowhere. Lots of fun coming up.
Saturday, in the park, I think it was the 4th of July. People dancing, people laughing, a man selling ice cream, singing Italian songs.
The Southside Unicorn Show is my favorite. Why? Because host Ken White tells the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, no matter how controversial. I love it.
Witness may not refer to a member of the committee as stupid.
I didn't refer to him as stupid. That's not what I said. That's not what I said at all. You didn't listen to what I said. May I continue?
Please.
Mr. Barr, now the American people know that you are no different from Rudy Giuliani or Kellyanne Conway or any of the other people who sacrificed their once decent reputation for the grifter and liar who sits in the Oval Office.
Now, I hope you heard the glaring difference in that. Oh, yeah, this is Ken White, host of the Southside Unicorn Show, and we are back for the second segment of What's Up Saturday. You heard that glaring hypocrisy. On one end, they're telling us, oh, no, shut up. You can't do this. You can't have witnesses. You can't defend yourself. We're going to prosecute you if you even try to defend yourself from us. And then they turn around and do the exact same thing they told us we cannot do. Now, we tried to have a binary system with these people. Democrats, Republicans, yin and yang, left and right. We tried. But they are abusing our trust. You see pictures of Eric Holder with the university professor who mistreated Barron Trump by even evoking his name in those hearings, hanging out together, buddy, sippy. And then it dawned on me, because you can see it on my Facebook page, it dawned on me, I said, you know what? We could crush these people into paste and dicta if we wanted to. The only thing that's defeating America is our own decency. Because we're sitting here putting up with these people and their arrogant hypocrisy right in our faces. Sooner or later, that's going to run out. That's going to run thin. So as I said in the first segment, we have really got to get it in our bellies. We have got to get the fire going, and we got to pass it along until the majority of Americans, because I'm telling you, U.S. citizens is a whole different thing, and that's a whole different conversation for a whole different day. But they are two different entities in this land. We Americans are going to have to make sure that we diminish the power of the Democrat Party to save everybody. But since we just sitting here chilly on this nice Saturday evening, you got to get your drink on. So go get your drink and get ready.
Ich tak so taskos paskral by ti.
Ejim tafe deja I. Ich tak so taskos paskral by ti. En pajaj la mok jaj push. Jaj keles molor mi hoch.
Hey, and you know that song. That's the Klingon drinking song. So get your Kool-Aid, get your mint julep tea, whatever you got to get, and just sit here and chill with me. You know what I'm saying? I got my drink, and I'm enjoying. Where the heck did I put it? Oh, here it is right here. Excuse me, y'all. I'm just going to do this, got to keep it real. Didn't play the drinking song just to play it. I played it because it's something you should be about right now. Hold on, pardon me. Yeah. So, here we are. And we're talking about what's going on with our country, these Democrats and all that. But, and check this out. There was a guy named Zell Miller back in the day, and I played the tape about him a few times, where Zell Miller actually defected from the Democrat Party. He was like, I'm out. I can't take this no more. These people is bogus. And how did he say it? I didn't leave my party. My party left me. And he was right. Because if you have a compass in your soul, if right and justice really resides in you, and that's the only place it can reside, is in our hearts, in the hearts of each man and woman. Zell Miller said, I had it. I can't deal with these people no more. And you got to remember, that was all the way back in 2004. When this man left, what was that, 15 years ago? He said the Democrat Party had gone too far. Now imagine how far they've gone in that 15 years. Hell, they got an AOC. They got an Ilhan Omar. They got a Rashida Tlaib. I mean, they literally got the Taliban in a damn party. That's how far they've gone in 15 years. So now look at here. Representative Jeff Van Drew, he said he getting ready to leave the Democrat Party, y'all. This is before the vote on Monday. The man saying he's going to switch parties after talking to Trump, after seeing what his party has done, he's switching parties. We must be careful because, see, we don't need no more of these rhinos. We don't need them trying to dilute our party. It's just like my man, Caesar, Augustus Caesar did when he was looking for Pompey. He took Pompey's people, he took his generals, lieutenants, and all of that, and he absorbed them into the Roman army because, after all, they were still Romans too. But he told them, and he made it very clear to them, if I see one sign of treachery, if I see one sign of cowardice, you'll be killed on the spot. That's cool with me. So now, and I'm not advocating violence. Let me get that straight. I'm simply paraphrasing history in the way that Caesar did it. He did bring men who had drawn swords against him into his army. Maybe that was a dumb play when you consider the Ides of March. But here's Representative Jeff Van Drew, anti-impeachment Democrat, expected to switch parties after meeting Trump. Now, why don't we hear more about this? Why isn't CNN, mentioning this? Why isn't this on NBC? Because they nowhere in the world they're gonna tell you that. They just won't do it. So I'm gonna read a little bit of a snippet here, if I can. These systems be doing all kind of crazy stuff. Let's see here. Let me get it right. Somebody just tried to interrupt my system. Been getting a lot of that lately too, ladies and gentlemen. It's a sad thing. I want to thank you all for elevating my voice into the mainstream, into the flotsam. But it's coming with its own issues. Facebook took my Facebook page from me, and they came up with this ridiculous thing saying, oh, well, we need to identify who you are because your page is drawing a lot of views and has a lot of following. So we just need to know who you are. Can you verify yourself? So I went ahead and played their little dodo game. And I even gave them my California ID. And what did they do? We're unable to use this as a form of verification. We need another form. What other form of verification do we have in this country? That's their way of stealing my page from me and not looking like they're shadow banning, because they're not that. They're very bright people. They're just screwed up. I was going to say effed up, but then I couldn't use the tape. That's their way of stealing my page, making it where we were just trying to follow a process, and he was unable to do it, so we couldn't reestablish his page. It's shadow banning, y'all. It's shadow banning. Anyway, back on to this potentially new Republican that we're about to get, Representative Jeff Van Drew, right? Now, come on, Paige, stop messing with me. Officials said Saturday that Representative Jeff Van Drew of New Jersey, a vocally anti-impeachment Democrat, will join the Republican Party in coming days, delivering a political jolt to Democrats ahead of next week's expected vote to impeach the president. The decision, they say, came after Van Drew joined President Trump for a lengthy Friday meeting during which Trump urged him to join the GOP. 3 Democrat officials familiar with Van Drew's discussion in recent days said he has decided to switch parties. 2 said his staff was informed of his decision on Saturday, which is today. The White House meeting was confirmed by a Trump administration official and one of the Democrat officials. Well, there you have it. Hallelujah. Praise God. That is exactly what I was talking about in the first segment. If we're going to avoid the dystopic world of death, misery, and pain that those on the far left are trying to do. I mean, come on. They're murdering babies. They won't let you talk. They won't let you eat in a restaurant. They're blocking the streets, causing people to suffer and lose jobs and be harmed by their just ridiculous attempt to control our nation. If you ain't down with that, you got to get away from the Democrat Party. Been saying it all year. Test me. God test number 1. Test a brother. Go on my Twitter page at Ken White 4444. Go on my Facebook page. Well, what parts of it you can get to now. And you'll see, for years, I've been saying God is going to lay down breadcrumbs to lead his people away from evil. Don't look at them breadcrumbs on the ground and wonder what they are. You better follow them. And make sure you follow them in the right path. And the way you know it is, because whatever side is not the right side, okay, has the lengthy amount of breadcrumbs. Go to where you don't see the breadcrumb, but when one lays down, that shows you you're spiritually going in the right direction, okay? So guess what? New breadcrumb, y'all. New breadcrumb. That breadcrumb's name is now Representative Jeff Van Drew. God just laid down another breadcrumb. Democrats leaving the Democrat Party after meeting with the president, hearing his heart, seeing what's going on. And, you know, to be honest, the trick of it is when you get within the presence of an anointed person, they can change your heart because you're going to see it. You're going to feel it. You're going to recognize. That's why I claim mine now. I ran from my anointing so hard. I ran from it because I didn't understand it. I would use the power that the Lord God gave me to close a business deal, to do this, to do that. And then I realized, now that I'm here on this mic with you all, he didn't give me that to be getting business deals. I am who I am so I could do what I'm doing. You know, it's just like in the Matrix when the Keymaster said, we're all here to do what we're all here to do. Well, the Southside Unicorn is doing what he's supposed to do. And you can see it evidence in everything I've been saying. I'm just getting stronger in my faith about it. And so Representative Jeff Van Drew went in front of the president and he's switching parties. That's a good thing because that's how we're going to save America. We're not going to save it necessarily at the ballot box. Been saying that. We're not going to save it at the ballot box. All that does is prolong the inevitable about those on the left who are still trying to take this nation and turn it into a hellhole. We got to change the hearts of men. And I mean that, you know, not gender specific. We need to change the hearts of people who are residing in this nation. That goes for the illegals too, the dockers. Stop wanting every damn thing. Stop acting like we owe you. We don't. You've been given as much as we should give you. What did JFK say? Y'all know what he said. Ask not what this country can do for you. Instead, ask what you can do for this country. That's everybody. That's blacks. That's whites. That's DACA. That's, you know, even the illegals. Stop it. Start getting with the program. Start understanding that those of us who are here are some of the most fortunate, blessed people in the world. Be done with that mess that the left is trying to be about. Let's fix this country. Let's cut out the acrimony and let's get this thing going. You know, like I got another acronym for these people. I'll bust it out real quick. The resistance. They are the ridiculous, egotistical, silly, ignorant, snotty, turbulent, and nasty, childish imps. That's your resistance, my friend. Stop messing with this situation and get with it. And let's save our nation while we still have a chance. Could you imagine the beautiful renaissance of changing this nation around and getting back to business like we used to? We're going to talk about that too and a whole bunch of other stuff on the other side of this next break. Stay with me. It gets even more fun after this.
Saturday, in the park, I think it was the 4th of July. People dancing, people laughing, a man selling ice cream, singing Italian songs.
It's Joy Villa, and I'm reminding you to tune in to the Southside Unicorn Show, hosted by my friend Ken White.
Do just what you want. You're the one I trust. I belong. Can you dig it? Yes, I can. And I've been waiting such a long time. For Saturday.
Craig, have you seen my shoe? What's that for? Protection. Protection? Protection from who? Yeah, Smokey. I got to walk Smokey down to his house. Oh, man. Your mother and I never would have moved in this neighborhood if we had known you need a gun to walk down the damn street. You know how it is around here. Oh, no, son. That's not the way it is. You kids today are nothing but punks. Sissified. So quick to pick up a gun. You're scared to take an ass whipping. This what makes you a man. When I was growing up, this was all the protection we needed. You win some, you lose some. But you live to fight another day. And you think you're a man with that gun in your hand, don't you? I'm a man without it. Put the gun down. Come on, put up your dukes. Now you're a man. Your uncle picked up a gun, too. He had to find out the hard way. 22 years old. You got a choice. He's all you need. All right?
That's right. You know, when I'm sitting there talking to you, oh, and hi, this is Ken White, third segment, Southside Unicorn Show. What's up, Saturday? I love my bumpers and whatnot. I enjoy them as I know you are. So I'm right there listening to them, too, as they come in and out of the show. But that last one was from Fridays, where the scene where Ice Cube was going to get the gun and go take care of Devo, Look, that's what I'm trying to tell you. When you have really dealt with life and death and violence and all of that, a lot of men who have really been in the really real, they don't talk about it. They just don't. There's some cats who talk about it, ain't never been there, ain't never done it. I hate to say it, but all you got to do is look through some of the paperwork in the history of my life. I've been in 3 firefights. Some cops, and it wasn't even as a cop. Some cops go their whole career and never draw their weapons. As a child, I've been in apartments where bullets rang out right next to me. My ear was ringing for 2 days later because the gun was barely 3 feet away from me. As a young man, going into a nightclub in San Bernardino, I'd barely given the bouncer my $5 bill. His hand was on the $5 bill. My hand was on the $5 bill. And the next thing you know, pop, 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 pop. I snatched my $5 bill, jumped back in my car, and peeled out like everybody else who came bailing up out of there. Went to a friend's birthday party. Most beautiful celebration. And she telling me, Kenny, why don't you relax? Get off your swivel. You at my birthday party. And you don't take no heaters or nothing to your friend's party. It's like a Roman type thing. Bring those swords or weapons to a gay celebration. And the word used properly, gay, has its right meaning, which is it's just fun, loving, and festive. And I'm checking out these two homies. And I went to my friend who was the bouncer of the club. I mean, he was the manager of the bouncers. And I'm not going to disrespect another man's house because as my faith tells me, you respect the authority upon which you find yourself. I'm in my boys, club. It ain't my club. It ain't one of the places me and my people are working. So I stepped to him with respect. And I said, hey, you got a problem in your establishment. And him knowing how I get down, he's like, okay, Kenny, show me what's up. And as I'm walking him through all the beautiful people, because the place was packed with some of the most beautiful people you ever want to see. Everybody smelling good, looking good, and it's a nice establishment. I'm not even going to mention the name. And before we could even get to the door, hey, fool, what's your problem, man? No, man, you better back up. Pip, 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 pip. I had to grab my friend who it was her birthday. I grabbed her and pushed her to the back of the club to make sure she didn't get hit. People sitting there screaming and frozen in terror. So I went back in again and grabbed some more people and brought them out. We're not going to even talk about my military experience with firearms, death, and violence. We're not even going to do that. Flash forward, I'm trying to get to a business deal, and I hear these two brothers. This is a whole nother day, whole nother situation. I'm trying to get to a business deal. I hear these two cats, hey, man, I said I'm sorry. Well, most brothers don't talk like that. So I'm like, ooh, what in the heck is going on over there? Next thing you know, homeboy pulls up the Mohaski, pip, 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 and he's busting caps. Lady comes running at me, trying to protect herself from getting fired upon, and ended up getting shot in the back of the head. This is all real stuff, people. I could go on all day. I could have made a whole 1 hour show out of that kind of stuff. Now, I said all that and in the bumper about, Ice Cube trying to get a gun to try to prove he's a man. I said all that to give you a slight voir dire into a glimpse of who I am. Oh no, violence, sadly, has been a part of my life since I was born. I mean, the sound of gunfire and ambulams, as I call them, amblams, and all of that. That's been a part of my life ever since I've been here. So when I say to you, we're trying to avoid the violence that is yet to come because of the reckless and ridiculous, irresponsible, wanton, and drunk abuse of power emanating from the Democrat Party, I'm not saying that out of a position of weakness or phoniness or fakeness. I've been there. And I certainly don't want to go back into a violent scene where you're literally, come on, any of us who survived and went through the Rodney King riots, and I was a cop at the time, mind you, anybody who went through the Rodney King violence, if you didn't sense on one night that, oh my God, if this goes on for another 3 days, if it continues for even 3 days more, our nation is going to tremble. Our nation could tumble. What do you think it's going to be like if these Democrats keep, we're going to raise the price of a petty theft. It's not a petty theft if it's not above $900. Now you got suckers running into people's establishments and stealing well beyond $900 worth of stuff. But because the Democrat leadership, especially here in California, has said it don't even count as a crime, basically, if it's $900. They are literally sounding the dinner bell for the zombies. We got to get them out of power, ladies and gentlemen, while we still have time. Because if the smoke and fire starts again, which they're hoping for, don't get it twisted. The Democrats are praying for it. It's all they got. We have to stand up and resist. We have to protect this president. We have to make sure that we get to everybody around us and start preaching the gospel. That's going to sound corny to some. They're going to be like, what? What did he say? Did he say preaching the gospel in reference to President Donald J. Trump? No, actually I didn't. What I'm saying is preach the gospel. Start talking the truth. Start spreading the good news. Start checking people's hearts. Start making them check their hearts. Because, see, everything about the Bible plays itself out over and over again in many cosms. And see, that's where people get it twisted. If you even try to make similes to Jesus, they're like, oh, now you're calling yourself Jesus now? No. But the similarities play out all the time. Here we have President Donald J. Trump. This man, you've seen the videos. Go look back at YouTube. You can see throughout his life, the Lord was working with him to prepare him for being president. The things that he's doing now, he believed in. They want to call him a racist, and my man, what is, the name just jumped out of my head right quick. But he was on Instagram tonight, and Kingface, Kingface and some of his people, they were talking about it, and Kingface broke out with a video, which everybody needs to see. It's right there on YouTube. It kills the lies of the Democrat Party instantaneously. They sitting there trying to call President Donald J. Trump a racist. This man belonged to a political party, and they thought he was going to run for president under that party. And then what happened? What happened, y'all? This cat named David Duke, the Duke of Earl, right? David Duke ends up joining the same party. Now here comes the rub. If Donald J. Trump, very wealthy white man, back in them days when racism was still kind of percolating, if he was a white supremacist, if he was a racist, oh, well, now he's supposed to shake David Duke's hand and be like, welcome aboard, my friend. You know, the secret handshake, the Dakota ring and all. But he didn't do that. He left the party, y'all. He got up and walked away. He got out. He left. That's drop the mic time. That's when you drop the mic in Hillary's face and go, call him a racist again. You damn liars. This man ain't no racist. President Donald J. Trump is on a tip. And we gotta support him and protect him. You know, Kingface and them did it right. I was checking him out on Instagram. You know, his culture is not my culture. You know, he does his thing, I do my thing. You know, but I respect how he's doing it. He has not changed who he is to support the president. He supports the president in his own perspective. Now, the only trick that's left in that is, and you know, I respect because I'm down with Sonny and everybody in the game. We gotta come together. There must be no walls, no veneers, I guess you call them membranes. We got to tear all that down in the African American community just this once. Because, see, this ain't about us. This is about the future of us. So it's far more important than our egos. That's what I'm about. That's what I keep saying. That's why, you know, I love everybody who receives the Southside Unicorn. Thank you so much. And extra kudos to African Americans who receive me. Because I'm coming in my own way. I'm coming the way I was made. And back in the day in Chicago, yeah, I was bumping heads with a lot of thugs. Because I'm not a thug. I'm Ken White. But now we've reached a point in time and space where we got to come together. You know, like Kingface was saying, he was saying, you know, some people don't respect black intelligence. You know, you got to mask it in some kind of way. I have never done that. I went to school wearing my neckties, enjoying my A's when it was time for A's, and then enjoying my 4.0s when it was time for the 4.0s. I've always carried anywhere from a 3.85 GPA to a 4.10 GPA. That's who I am. But I never got the breaks that a lot of people are getting now because I grew up in an era and a time when, as Kingface said, if you did show a spark of intelligence as a young black man, oh man, it was destructo. That was the word. Get this one. He can see. You know, it's just like that sci-fi movie called They Live. You know, they recognized you had the spark of intelligence in you in the day I was growing up. Man, you was target number one. So here I am, an autodidact, pushing my way through life because when I came into the game wasn't this one. But that's all right. I'm not whining. Hey, look, we got to take another station break, but we'll be right back after these messages. Go nowhere.
My name is Toot Sweet, and I'm New York City's original artist singing for the cause of freedom. I've spent the last 10 years of my life documenting history through my music. It's like a recipe that's blessing me, bringing out the best of me, aggressively testing me to create my own destiny and understanding, universally accepting adversity. You'll learn more lessons in life than you'll learn in any. And when I'm in need of a dose of reality to escape the liberal land of make-believe, I tune in to the Southside Unicorn, where the truth is as solid as New York City concrete. My name is Toot Sweet, and you're listening to my friend Ken White on the Southside Unicorn, and this party is just getting started.
Hey, it's Ken White, host of the Southside Unicorn Show. We are back for the fourth segment. I hope you're enjoying this. You know, it's just it's a conversation. It's like, what's up with you? You know, that's the title of today's show. What's up with you? Because at the end of the day, that's what's going to matter most. You know, they say the army of one. You know, e pluribus unum, into many, one. So the question begs, what's up with you? Who are you? And who do you want to be? Because this is going to be, and hear me out, it's a prophetic word. If we get this one wrong, your vote won't matter worth a damn in 2024. Trust me on that. This is one of the last times in the history of a nation like this one where the vote of one really matters. You know, back when Jesus was taken before Pontius Pilate, they gave the people were given a choice, you know, and that's the, how can I say, that is the paradoxical ideal of free choice. It's one of the devil's greatest tools. He loves it too. The Lord God gave it to us because he loves us. The devil loves it because it gives him a chance to mess with us. Free choice, freedom of choice, freedom of speech. When Jesus stood before Pontius Pilate, what did they say? Hey, this is that glorious day where we can give you a choice. You can either have the Rabbi Jesus or we can give you Barabbas. And what did the people say? Give us Barabbas. Give us Barabbas. Now here comes Hillary. Face, job, and all. Like that's going to change who she is on the inside. You know, face looks nice. I got to give her props on that. She was looking pretty saggy, y'all. And now she come back base. You know, she's looking a little bit better. She's looking a little fresh. But that don't change who she is on the inside. And don't forget that. But you got a choice. What's up with you? How are you going to contribute to this nation? Are you the next one to go get on the freeway with a sign and block people's free motion? Are you the next one to go to a Biden rally and applaud him? Are you the next one to go to a Warren Sanders gig and act like Warren Sanders? Elizabeth Sanders or what's his name? Sanders, Barney Sanders. All of them are whack. Check this out. There's a strike going on where they're allegedly going to have the next debates. And, you know, the 7 candidates that remain on the Democrat side, they're like, we're not going to cross a picket line. We're not going to do that. Now, that sounds all good and dandy. But we keep missing the point. It's happening at a university, y'all. These are people at a university arguing and protesting for fair wages and decent health care. Hold up. The university is your incubator. The university is your indoctrination center. And you mean to tell me y'all can't get it right? All you know-it-all professors, you know, the same ones that showed up to try to damn President Donald J. Trump, y'all got it all together, right? But you got people picketing at the universities. Right there at the Loyola Marymount University, they're picketing for fair wages and good medical care in a university. The devil is a liar, y'all. And the breadcrumbs are being laid down. I hope you're paying attention. This is a good spot to put one of my boy Too Sweet songs, give us a little bit of a break and listen to, you know, his music. You know me, I love to promote the man. He's a beautiful artist, patriot. I'm down for him. We're going to play one of his songs real quick called Way Too Far, because that is exactly what the Democrat Party is doing. So enjoy this, ladies and gentlemen. Too Sweet, Way Too Far.
Find a way now. Liberals trying to find a way how to take our guns away now. They got a double agenda, twisting every word they say now. Cause that's just how they roll. And that's just how they play when they're messing with our 2A. Ever since I can remember, they've been coming for the NRA now. Cause that's just how they roll. And that's just how they play. And they play dirty. Find a way now. Liberals trying to find a way how to take our guns away now. They won't stop until they find politicizing every tragedy to take away our firearms. Saying it's the last time, never again. Nobody's messing with our Second Amendment. They way too far. Politicizing every tragedy to take away our firearms. Saying it's the last time, never again. Nobody's messing with our Second Amendment. They way. Find a way now. The liberals trying to find a way how to take our guns away now. You find yourself a dilemma if you're messing with the NRA now. Cause that's just how we roll, and that's just how we play. And let me tell you, there ain't no way we're ever gonna surrender to the fascist liberal left today now. Cause that's just how we roll, and that's just how we play here in the USA. Find a way now. The liberals trying to find a way how to take our guns away now. They won't stop until they find a way. Find a way now. The liberals trying to find a way how to take our guns away now. They won't stop until they find a way. We are the NRA, and we're here to say nobody's taking our guns away. Way too far. Politicizing every tragedy to take away our firearms. Saying it's the last time, never again. Nobody's messing with our Second Amendment. They way too far. Politicizing every tragedy to take away our firearms. Saying it's the last time, never again. Nobody's messing with our Second Amendment. They way offended by everyone. They suppress the air in your lungs as they censor your conversation. It's a fascist declaration. Then they come for your guns until all of your freedoms are gone. We are the NRA, and we're here to say nobody's taking our guns away. Way too far. Politicizing every tragedy to take away our firearms. Saying it's the last time, never again. Nobody's messing with our Second Amendment. Way too far. Politicizing every tragedy to take away our firearms. Saying it's the last time, never again. Nobody's messing with our Second Amendment. Yeah, gun free zone is like a megaphone, calling out to every psychopath feeling alone. They can go out on the attack with no one shooting back and get their face on the 10 o'clock news. Hey, hey. Way too far. Tell me, how does it feel? All those lives that you ruined. Way too far. Just to be another fool that was used as a political tool. Way too far. Tell me, how did it feel? You're a fool that was used like a tool. Saying it's the last time, never again. No way we're giving up our guns because of fools like you. Hey, how does it feel? You're just a fool that was used as a tool. And there ain't no way we're giving up our guns because of fools like you. Yeah, how does it feel? You're just a fool that was used. And there ain't no way we're giving up our guns to the liberal fascist scum because of fools like you.
Hey, that was my friend Toot Sweet and his song Way Too Far Now. You know, and that's true, because if we give up our weapons, which is the ultimate force on this planet, because I hate to say it, but it's true. When you have the power to kick a person off the planet, well, now you have the greatest power on this planet. And if you surrender that to someone else, you're a fool. You are a fool. Your life belongs to you. Your life does not belong to the state. If you're going to be any effectual good in this world, search yourself. That's why I said, what's up with you? Search yourself and find even an abundance of courage. And if you find even a little bit of courage and faith, well, then let that be enough. And do what you must do. But don't surrender. Don't give up. It serves nobody any good. The only person that wants to control you is a bad man or a bad woman in your life. Control freaks, stay away from them. They're bad news. Or totalitarian entities, like the left. Stick with those who want to enjoy your freedom and your life with you. I like reading through like Instagram and stuff like that. I'm reading something from, the original Nane 129. And on her post, she has this, and I just want to share it with you all real quick. It reads, just because you don't see results after a day or even a week, don't give up. You may not see changes, but every smart choice you make is affecting you in ways you'd never imagined. Well, we got some smart choices we got to make pretty soon, ladies and gentlemen, so get with it. Okay, I want to play my poem for you guys again, 3/5 of Man. It's based on the 3/5 clause in the Constitution. Take a listen. Hello, everyone. I would like to share with you a poem that I wrote entitled 3/5 of Man. In this poem, there are two characters. One, a white slave owner and Democrat, and the other, a white freeman, a Republican. The poem will be read in character. Slave owner first. No, no, no way. If this Negro slave shall get a vote, well, that vote belongs to me. The slave owner wants to steal a man's vote. If it's allowed, blacks will never be free. One man, one vote is how it must be. I own everything around that your eyes can see by birth, by right, and legal decree. With my vote, all of them, I'll vote the Negro shall never be free. Lord, give me words this slaver can understand. All right. By the law of the land, the black is hereby declared an inferior man. He's only 3/5 by decree. Well now, that's more like it. Right there in writing it says he's less than a white man. You got my vote. Sounds good to me. Thank you, Lord God, for making a way out of no way. I pray my Negro brothers will see. I didn't take away 2/5, but got them 3/5, the way to being free. That's 3/5 of Man by Ken White, yours truly. Hey, that's the type of mindset we got to get back with, y'all. Because what are they doing? They're sitting here trying to poison us with, oh, this happened 400 years ago. This happened 500 years ago. Look, if we were to be honest and real about life, you're not even the same person you were 20 years ago. Do you want someone judging you by who you were 20 years ago? But yet we're supposed to damn an entire nation for things that happened 400 years ago. We're making improvement, y'all. We're doing just like the poem said from original Lanene, which is make a different choice every day. America has tried to improve itself. Not very many nations can say that, but this one can. So I just want to say I've enjoyed the time with you all. This has been great. Ken White, host of the Southside Unicorn Show. And like I say every day, thank you for sharing this time with me. There's no place I'd rather be. Nothing more I'd rather do than being right here doing this show for you. This is Ken White, host of the Southside Unicorn Show, and we will see you tomorrow.
A real celebration.